If you live in Utah, you might have heard that home prices have gone through the roof. So, the latest article, well, maybe not the latest, but an article that recently came out from Deseret News, a local paper here in Utah, might be some good news for you. They noticed that prices have come down a little bit since the high that they reached in July. So, what on earth are they talking about? Prices have come down since July? Well, interest rates went nearly double, more than double, in a very short time, in a couple of months, in the last year, and prices dipped in January. Ever since then, prices have been steadily creeping back up to where they were before, and in July, we hit something of a high, and then prices have been coming down again a tiny bit. Really, partially, the story there is that we've had more homes hit the market than we usually do at this time of the year. It's been kind of a little bit of a flush of homes hitting the market, so prices have softened ever so slightly. But let's take a look at this Deseret News article and see what they are talking about. Okay, so here we are. Utah home prices tipped down again amidst worst housing market affordability in 4 decades. Okay, so here's some county by county data. Really, this article talks about the fact that prices are around $600,000, but they're kind of gone up, they've kind of gone down, but they've covered right around $600,000. But one of the most important things that I would say this article covers is the fact that house prices over the past 5 years in Utah have surged by 72%. Even just since 2020, prices are up 50%. Just since 2020. Between 2020 and 2022, it's gone up that much, 50%. So those numbers are $336 in February of 2020, all the way up to $500,000 the same month in 2022. So let's take a look at some of what the prices look like in some of these areas. This data that this article comes to us from, it comes from Salt Lake Board of Realtors. And their data is from August. It says so here in the article. But let's just talk about some of the things, some of the prices basically. So we've got Salt Lake County, we've got Utah County, we've got Davis County, Weber County, Tooele County. They have a couple different categories. They have all types of homes, and they have single family homes, and then they have multifamily homes. I personally don't think that all types is a super useful category, because that basically puts condos, townhomes, single family homes, all of those homes together. And I mean, it's kind of like saying that fruit cocktail is how much fruit costs, because that's where all the fruit is mixed together, right? It just doesn't really make sense, you know? So, single family home in Salt Lake County right now, $600,000. $420,000 for a multifamily, and that's down from last year's August price of $525,000. That's $525,000 for all types, which we're going to ignore. $604,000 for single family and $425,000 for multifamily. So you can see that we're down a couple $1,000s, $604 to $600 and $425 to $420. Not a huge difference. Technically down, yes, but not a huge difference. It is hopeful news for buyers to have markets softening a little bit. It is definitely nice to have a little bit of power. Honestly, even if you're a seller, you want that too, because you want your buyer to feel like they got a fair deal. Otherwise, they might come after you. Anyway, so Utah County single family home, $590,000, $395,000 for a multifamily, which is down from which is down from $600,000 for a single family and $515,000 for a multifamily. So that's down $10,000 and down quite a bit for the multifamily. $395 from $515 is a huge drop. So if you're an investor or someone who is buying a multifamily home as your first home, maybe you're disappointed that the home that you bought last year is worth less now than it was then. I would say in the long run, over a 10-year period, if you intend to stay in Utah and hang on to that property, you'll be just fine. It'll be a-okay. There might be a pattern if we look at multifamily, but let's keep going. So, Davis County, $550 for single family, $393 for multifamily, and that's down from $527. And that's down from $558 for single family and $388 for multifamily. So that's down $8,000 and what's that? $15,000 for multifamily. That's pretty decent money. $15,000. It's not $100,000 like in Utah County, but I would say that it does make a difference, and it's really should be giving buyers a little bit more impetus to be getting off the fence right now, because with interest rates more than doubling, prices coming down only a couple $1,000s tells me that if prices are going to soften at all and you're going to have any leverage to negotiate the price on your home, this is the time for that. This is the time right now. Weber County, $467,000 for a single family, $350,000 for a multifamily, and that is up. That's up from $450,000 as a single family and $345,000 for a multifamily. So up $17,000 for a single family home and up $5,000 for a multifamily home, which does not surprise me. I have noticed that more people have been more willing to go buy homes in Weber County. It's beautiful up there. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to live up there. It's really, really pretty. But I think the other thing that's really important to people is if you are talking about a home for $467,000 versus $600,000, that's a huge difference. That's a really, really big difference. Now down to Tooele, we've got $455,000 for single family and $350,000 for multifamily, which is down from $474,000 for a single family and $380,000 for a multifamily. So the thing that I noticed is that the biggest difference can be found in the multifamily homes. Investors are a little bit more, I would say, sensitive to interest rates. And if you don't have to buy a multifamily home, and you don't have to buy a multifamily home as an investor, so maybe you just don't, right? So I would say prices have been affected more in that sense. Maybe disposable income is a little tighter. A lot of this is the economy has a bunch of interlocking features. The labor market got a little bit tighter over the last year. The news now is that it's not nearly so tight, but why on earth would prices stay kind of hovering in a similar area? If you think about why home prices have stayed in a fairly similar range of numbers for Utah, it's the fact that we have the highest level of immigration into Utah of any state in the entire country. We have an incredibly low number of housing starts. Okay, so as you can see over here on tradingeconomics.com, the 25-year housing starts graph, you can see that around 2005, maybe it's more like 2006, 2007, it just falls off a cliff. And it does not really get back to, even like 2008 or so, 2020 is right about the point where it starts to get back to that same level of spending. So you can imagine that with so few homes, and I guarantee the population didn't stay stagnant over 12 years. If anything, it's grown healthfully. You can see how that would have a big impact on the prices. If you've had questions about the housing market and you're thinking about getting off the fence because prices have softened a little bit, reach out to me. I would love to answer any questions that are brewing in your mind and help you get some clarity on this issue. Also, I have really enjoyed having people reach out to me from the community. I put these videos out and it feels like who knows who gets to see them, but then when people reach out to me, I get to see exactly who's been seeing these videos. So thank you so much for doing that. It has been so fun to really get to know some of you. Reach out, I'll answer your questions.